is funny, eh?
He, ho.
We on 12, 1 on 2?
Yeah, 1 on 2.
What's 1 on 1 plus 2?
With Roman numerals for that.
X or XI.
Right, so we are next I. Welcome to the Ho podcast. As usual, your co-host, Baz.
Your codes. And 2 man, yeah.
Right, good.
We have coffee and cream. That's what let's go and call this one.
No sugar.
Coffee and cream, no sugar.
All right, cool. So tonight we have 2 very special ladies, and we're going to start to my obliquely opposite. I just wanted to state your name, your age, sexual orientation, social media handles, if you have any. Name?
Hi, I'm Gisele.
Dita. No strong.
I am 36 years of age.
Mm-hmm.
New to social media, not really my thing. I don't really.
Good job.
Yeah.
Stay off it. Yeah.
Stay off it. It's the abyss.
Yeah, I'm not really a social media person. That's not my thing.
All right. Sexual orientation.
Straight.
Okay. She is strictly.
Tickly.
That is correct.
Yes.
Oh, how are you?
Next we have.
Hi, I'm Jen, 30 years old. And you said my handles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Instagram, X, threads at Jeneia_Lucas. My orientation is not up for discussion. Yeah. I think there was something else.
Well, you said your age, you said your name,
Yeah.
you said the social media handles,
Yeah.
and there is no discussing what there is no discussing.
No.
All right. Free will. Good. So, what we're going to try to do now is go into the first segment, all right? Of course, this segment is sponsored by...
Oh, yeah, kosher wine. So, typically when you drink your kosher wines, it's be from some white man in the States. And there isn't really any black-owned winemakers. That is true. So, when you drink your wines and all your festivities, especially for, let me say, Christmas, Passover, Easter, or just when you want to get engaged to at your at one of these restaurants,
Maybe a bar mitzvah.
maybe a bar mitzvah.
Shalom.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's what we take me first. What you don't drink, as I said.
So you take an imaginary swig.
That's fine.
Swig.
That sounds really coolly pouring. Sounds cool in the
Is that a black power? Oh my word.
Oh, well, show it to the cameras where exactly you're working with, Revolution.
Cheers.
Makes people uncomfortable, and I love that.
Really? Cheers. Cheers.
Yeah, just pour your
Excellent.
They said watch your camera and see if it watch your camera, because they wouldn't buy it if like a meal
Yes,
as not Puff Daddy. You understand?
Ooh, it's sweet. It's nice.
It's grape. And it's kosher and casual. Call my 770-9440 if you want bottles either. Dollars. Anyway.
That's the fastest plug I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah. You want to get right into it tonight. All right. No pause, though. All right, good. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get into the rapid fire segment.
Today
Was quite hot, by the way.
Oh, probably that's why I'm looking so down, because I lost like 10 pounds just being in the sun today. I'm like your complexion usually, but
You're not lying, actually.
I'm
Talking
your
the
complexion.
truth.
Yeah.
I mean, fees, slaves, and all, we kind of lose a little shade.
You won't understand your life.
Yeah.
You won't understand. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
We see people.
It's not my fault I was in the house.
Understood.
I didn't ask for this.
But yeah,
It's not your fault. Okay.
so let's not fight each other as they want us to do. We're moving right into the rapid fire segment. Right? Good. Nice. So back to Gisele. All right, we're going to start off with the rapid fire segment. These are the rules that I'm going to read to you. All right, you have 10 questions, either or. Okay? The name of the segment, of course, is rapid fire. It's strictly one word answers because we're going to ask you A or B. Okay?
Right.
The rules are as follows. You have 10 to 15 seconds. Be spontaneous. Don't overthink it. All right? Just shoot as you're here. We're shooting from the hip tonight. Be concise. Of course, be honest. All right? No need to lie unless you want to redact all that from the camera. No skipping. There is no skipping.
Uh-oh.
Okay?
Uh-oh.
So you have to answer. It's
Yes, you
either
have
A
to
or B.
answer. Either A or B.
All
Right?
Let's go.
Good. We want to, of course, keep it in a light tone. This is just the icebreaker, so we just gonna have a good time. All right? Good. When you're ready, tell me shoot.
Shoot.
Oh. Wait. Down. You didn't tell me.
Let's go. All right. So, starting with one. Mass or a 2-day trip?
Mass.
White man or black man?
Black.
1 million followers or $1 million?
Money.
BBL or boob job?
None.
No, you had to pick
A
one.
or B? If
Gotta
you had
pick
to,
one.
in a hypothetical world,
Had to pick one, man.
let's say you were
Boobs.
not too.
Okay, boobs.
All right.
That's what we talking about.
Boob job. Toyota or Honda?
Feed the kids.
Toyota.
Baz or Kamla?
Bars.
All right. So this was the most controversial. G-spot or clit?
G-spot.
Oh my God. Old money or young potential?
Old money.
Housewife or boss bitch?
Boss bitch.
You know you'll never get a housewife one, right? Ever, right?
Never.
I think
Ever.
boss bitch.
And last but not least, quickie or all-nighter?
Quickie.
My goodness.
Wait, you know what that is?
Yeah.
I don't explain.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I'm definitely
Good
good.
stuff.
Growing people.
Good stuff. Shouts to you, Charlotte. Anyway.
Behave. Easy. All right, so we're moving on to Jen.
Hello.
When you're ready, just tell me shoot. We're going off the rip.
Shoot.
Mass or 2-day trip?
Mass.
White man or black man?
Black.
Million followers or $1 million?
Dollars.
BBL or boob job? Have to.
If I could look like Meg,
Who the
Meg
hell is
is
Meg?
Meg the Stallion.
It is BBL or boob job boss. Come on. This is not a CXC question.
Shoot.
But
It should be though.
the boob job.
Okay. Double trouble tonight, dog.
Yeah.
What's wrong with
Why
Nah,
are
you keep
upset?
it. No,
You
yes,
get
sir.
it, you get it. Toyota or Honda?
Toyota.
Baz or Kamla?
Baz.
G-spot or clit?
Clit.
Old money or young potential?
Young potential.
Housewife or boss?
Housewife.
Oh, yes. Quickie or all-nighter?
Quickie.
All right.
You know, yeah. Black men or white men?
I said black.
Oh.
So, ladies, round of applause. We're going to have this be explaining to you now the reason why we did this segment. All right? Okay. Psychologically speaking.
See, it's on our phone. It's on our phone. It's like,
Psychologically speaking, right? These questions are sort of designed because, I mean, there's no Dr. Phil show here. All right? So it's sort of designed.
he's like he lying. He's like the black Dr. Phil. Like the Dr. Blil, if you will.
You make him a blush.
The black Phil. Whoa. Man, Santiago.
Yeah, it's Santiago. Explain to who Santiago is coming down later in the show. All right. So it's basically from a socio-scientific point of view.
So it's 3 syllables. So, you know, we did not Google this.
Kind of go deep here because people kind of pontificating now.
Next big
Googling
word.
it.
Next big word.
All right. Nice. This is to really gauge the mind of the modern day woman, which you ladies are. All right. These questions are sort of taken from all different aspects of society. And we basically try to gauge where off the rip a woman will go mentally. Now, this is by no means a conclusive be all end all questionnaire, but we just want to do this for the sake of the conversation.
Right.
All right. So this is where the first question is going to start. All right. Nice. When we're talking about being a modern woman, right? We just want to hear your perspective of what you think is happening as a modern woman, or what you think modern women should be doing in the whole sexual dating market, and if you think that this is the way it's supposed to run.
Everybody understands what he's saying now. I realize everybody is going
Yeah.
off. Dating market. Which way? Where did we lose you?
You didn't.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
I like Jen to respond first since she's younger. I want to hear his
Oh,
perspective.
somebody put you on the spot.
Wait,
there.
yeah. Since Miss no display in orientation.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's hear.
Miss White Flag.
No display pic.
Oh.
I can only speak from my perspective, as I don't speak for all women.
Please.
The modern, to me, as what you're calling a modern woman, is just one who thinks for herself now, because as we know, back in the generations before us, it was very do as you're told, be seen and not heard. And now, as we get up there in years and decades, women are being seen and heard. So I think that's all it is. Like, just standing your ground, not taking nonsense. Like, because you don't have to stay. Like, you don't have to stay. Like, you can leave.
Stay in what?
In a terrible relationship.
Oh, okay.
Nonsense. Staying nonsense.
You don't have to stay. Back then, they felt like they had nowhere else to go. So they stayed. But now, women are saying, I can get another one.
Whoa.
Greasy.
No, hey, bro. Don't shrug. Hey.
Greasy.
If you haven't got that one.
It's greasy. All right, good.
Are men irreplaceable? Because you all seem shocked.
No,
at
not
that.
yet. You go ahead. Finish.
Well,
what
yeah,
you're
that's
saying.
not. You know me. Everybody's saying I look like Myron. I don't. Everybody tell him what that. So how do Myron the scene right now?
You wanna go ahead or?
It's like, okay, plastic and gold. Which one more valuable?
Sorry?
Plastic, gold. Which one is more valuable?
Gold, I guess.
Why?
Because it's a mineral.
No. Scarcity.
Okay.
So you understand what I'm saying?
So you're saying good man is scarce? And if you find a man,
No,
you
I'm
should
saying.
just keep him?
Whoa, no.
I'm trying to understand your point.
No, I'm trying to say is there are less men than there are women. That's what I'm saying. Just in general.
Okay.
There are more
But
women.
still
Than,
so much more headache. Wow.
wow.
Okay, yeah, so I want to answer now.
Guy.
Get him, Gisele.
Guy.
Get him.
Guy.
So Gisele,
Yeah.
you go ahead.
So,
A napkin.
All right. So, how's it? She outside. Right.
right.
Go ahead, Gisele.
I am thinking, when we say modern woman, I'm thinking based on opinion, now that you get a 50-50 opinion in a relationship.
Nice.
Because back then, it was 10-90, in my humble opinion,
Right.
looking from the perspective of
Talk close.
three different generations
Yeah.
in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
Now the modern woman opinion in relationship is 50-50
Right.
in terms of finance, choices, growing up the children, making decisions in terms of career. I think it's now 50-50. So that's my take on modern women.
Okay. No problem.
The first time ever, like we gotta get napkins now because light skin. You see what these light skin problems again? Hey,
1 second.
remember, you're replaceable, here, bud.
No, I think when she said he's
No. It's the greasiness. It's the greasiness behind the statement. She said, read that. Replace. I was like,
Yeah, no, but she's right.
You know he's look like? Okay. You know who he looks like in all fairness? You know, Malibu's most wanted, not the white boy, obviously. The Wayne's brother, like the Wayne's grandson. And I was like, okay.
Remember, you had on the durag at time, and I literally took a picture of you, and I said,
So in short, you got a guy that looks like a celeb, that kind of thing, and in your mind, you still greasy enough
Yes.
to say that I'm
I
like.
would like to know why you think I was referring to him. I'm talking about men on the whole.
Well, you in a.
Yeah, and we have
But you're good enough for it, right?
Yeah, it's fine.
No, it's fine.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Go ahead. Listen.
So I said men are replaceable, and you looked to that one. I wasn't talking about that one.
Okay. Fast.
All right.
Okay.
I didn't get that from her.
Thank you so
I'm
much.
thinking that she's saying men are replaceable in terms of women now have choices.
Right.
We can say, hey, I don't want you. I would prefer you.
Okay.
And if while I'm thinking about that, I think she's looking at weighing her options. What does he bring to the table? Because, before they used to say, what does a woman bring to the table? Most
Right.
men believe all we bring is sex.
Okay.
Right? But I think for a woman now, you are looking for a man who's going to be there for supporting you emotionally,
Right.
not just having a child and then when you're looking for him, he disappear because the relationship is over. No,
Okay.
women now have recognized that the man said he no longer wants me, but he would like to be a part of his child life. So I think we have grown in that aspect. In terms of, hey, you don't want me? That's fine. I'll get me or you. Just stick around and be a part of your son's life or your daughter's life so that they would not feel that missing parenting emotion.
All right. I have a question to ask both ladies. In your estimation, all right, because we need to get this, what would you say is pushing the needle forward? Unity or the disparity, the fight? Because we have on one end men saying, hey, we more important, right? And then on the other end, women saying, well, brother, this is the new ages and we have more say. Okay? So here we have a big fight. It's like a cat fight.
It's a very polarizing.
Quite
It's very unnecessary.
right. So now that you say it's unnecessary, this is the question.
What is happening?
Men fighting women, women fighting.
So it's
No
like
gender
woman
wars.
is shit, man is shit, woman is shit, man is shit, and it's like, is that the answer? Is what he's saying for the way forward, or is it that?
I think that is in a particular generation.
That's what I'm saying
Because I haven't had that type of discussion where women are saying men is shit and
Is the
men say-
generation now telling you?
It's the
This
generation. now.
third wave feminism is crazy.
Where is that happening, may I ask?
All right. so
It is happening though.
it
She
is.
out here in the
have
streets.
to kind
Yeah.
of like pay attention to that because
You're
that is
not-
not something that I'm aware of.
Remember, you're on social media, so lucky you.
Yeah, good
Well,
for you.
well, what I mean on that on social media, meaning that I'll go on, but to say that I am into the every minute I have to post something or read something. For me personally, I more read. I more look at news, so that's my thing.
Jesus Christ, thank you.
No, I'm just saying
Thank
that's my
you.
thing. So social media is not the go-to, but I have recognized based on the business that I'm in that I need to join social media to as a form of marketing. Marketing is it? Because I guess this podcast will be using Instagram.
More Instagram,
all platforms.
All platforms.
TikTok.
So I'm thinking that would be the goal because according to the audience you want to capture. Right? However, I'm not too sure what women think that I don't think women have a voice, but it's not as powerful as we think it should be.
So you need more power.
We do.
Ladies, we have a lot to unpack here. All right? Just
I know.
for the sake of conversation.
So your eye open up. What's your thoughts on what she
What do you
said?
think?
Well, because like I said, it does happen. I just think it's a lot of unpacked trauma from both genders. People need to see therapists. Both genders have their pros and cons. No one is more important than the other. Because without one or the other, life can't happen.
Well said.
So,
All right. So this is where
We are more
we're
like
not touch.
middle ground. So you know, like it have the red pill. Well, I'm not sure you would know that. Like the red pill for us, so it's not that specifically. Like we not.
So
What you're not
She need to
what?
explain.
Red pill. Okay, so it have the pushback to feminism in this generation was something called like a red pill movement, where
several different pills.
several different pills, like you know the Matrix, red pill, blue pill.
Right.
So now,
Get the
yeah.
concept, right.
So they took the red pill, and now it's like they pushing back against the guys of feminism.
So it's two polarizing views.
well, that's not what feminism is. It's just about equality.
Well, second wave feminism. This is the wave feminism.
That's radical feminism.
Yeah, this one wild.
Normal feminists just want to walk the street safely, just like men do. Most times. That's all.
Nah, man, no, we walking in the street.
Most times.
So
I see
No,
them walking
no.
around the savannah when I'm with him driving, 3 o'clock in the morning, and they are happy, go lucky,
That's
not
a
a
fact.
care in the
What the hell you
world.
walking around Savannah 3 o'clock in the morning?
Okay,
no,
so-
a lot of them get there early morning.
No,
Walks in.
I'm thinking what she's saying is that from a male and a female perspective, if she or I were to go and exercise 2:30, we're more at risk than you deciding to exercise at 2:30 in the morning.
all right.
Probably him. Probably him.
No, I'm just
I get
saying.
more the same way. I don't understand you. I'm more at risk to get robbed that boat early.
No, we're not.
Oh,
no.
rubbed as opposed to what? Raped?
No,
and
no,
kidnapped?
men get raped now. Men getting raped now.
No, we're not
See,
taking
you're the
back.
brains of this podcast, boy.
We're not
telling you.
taking back that
I
men
like
are not
her.
getting raped. But I'm simply saying is that we are at risk at a strong. That's what. Would you say it's 50-50?
In terms of risk of getting raped and robbed.
Yes. Compared to a man, when they see a female, wouldn't you automatically think that, look at it, let me just use your size.
Easiest question. When you
Give
walk
me-
the street, how much reds, I will eat you out, you just go.
Whoa.
When you walk in the street. I've been getting that since I was 14.
Oh.
Let's talk about that. So let's talk about the risks.
So,
Oh,
so, all right, listen.
True.
Maybe the wine was a little bit, you know. Let's take it back.
No, but I'm
right.
rebuttaling.
That's good.
Rebuttal.
That's good. That's what you're here for. All right, but we want to have the conversation from the point of view that, okay, I understand your point of view. I understand where you're coming from because you're not the only woman who speaks this way.
Right.
All right. This comes from a place of unnecessary argument that has been happening since the 60s. Okay? Men and women basically have a place in society.
Yes.
All right? Without men to enforce the rules, women will be completely at risk.
Correct.
All right? Because let me be honest.
Defenseless, yes.
There are toxic people, both men and women, predators. Right? And what I would argue is that the most violent man will be more violent than the most violent woman.
Yes.
Right? So therefore, we need other violent men
Yes.
to protect the woman from these.
you need bullies. You need
psychopaths,
bullies to bully the bully.
basically.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
Yes. I agree.
So, in essence, we're really trying to get to the point of this radical feminism that's taking place right now, which is basically infuriating both sides.
Okay. Understood.
Right? We have to push back at that due to the fact that when you really check it, this is not a problem that the Caribbean people are supposed to be facing. Right? We are from an island that we really don't have this need for this radicalization of our society. Because from your grandmother times, your grandfather times, it was always the men protecting the women, and there was always a sense of respect for females. Right? There are definite double standards in our society that we can't really look away from. Right? This is why when you go into clubs, women just get to walk in free, men have to pay. Right? Men don't really complain about that because it's a double standard. On the Titanic, hate to use this example, but women, children first. Any sort of disaster is women, children first. Any man trying to come across that or kind of debate that order, he will be dealt with.
Yes.
All right? Even in our society,
By
think
other
about
men to it.
exactly.
Correct, right?
They're going to tell you, try that and see how far you end up. Rapists, try that and see how far you end up. So we're not advocating for anybody to say, well, men more important than women, women more important than men. What we're saying is that there is a level of respect that should be had towards the majority of men who are, in fact, the good men in society.
Agree.
The hard workers, the people who's built society for us. And in essence, we really don't want to be fighting from. I walking down the road and this sicko shooting me and telling me he want to eat my out.
At
Those are-
14. At 14.
That is not the average normal man in Trinidad and Tobago. That's not. All right? So we still have people who will push back at that.
Yes.
That kind of average, is it?
The average man wouldn't look at a 14-year-old girl and try his hand. Those are people who have issues, you know? And we need to fight back
That
because...
was not your experience?
I'm just listening.
Oh, okay.
She has more facial expressions than me. I would say that. So I was like, I'm really interested in what she had to say as this.
Of course. So this is just the first point, you know, and we're going to get into it because there's a lot to unpack here tonight. All right? Leaving this scenario, we want to have a common understanding.
Right.
So that the narrative would be one more of understanding rather than, oh gosh, them
Argumentative.
fellas is too misogynist. We do hate women, actually.
Well, since you said that, may I just interject on something you said about
Definitely.
the men who are enforcing things need to be respected. No one's saying no, but if you could also add that women on whole need to be respected as well. I don't think you touched that, and that's the problem. All women want is some respect. When they started asking for respect, men were like, nah, stay in the house.
Oh,
That's when the radicals came in.
what do you mean by respect? What do you mean by respect?
Perspective.
What do you mean by respect then? Since you don't know what respect is, let me ask you.
What do you mean by respect?
Okay, so when I say respect, what I mean is definitely not blanketing all men in one go, saying that men telling women stay in your house. You know?
Right. But some men.
There is a vast minority, if it's an oxymoron I just used there, right? So it's a minority of men who will say the radical things, right? We going back to touch on the red pill movement. There's a term that a lot of women not really familiar with, are not sure. So I'll put it to you ladies. It's called involuntary celibacy.
Incels.
Yeah.
You know what the answer is? These men from a socio-psychological point of view, these men tend to be the more violent men in society. These men tend to be the more radical men in society because they lack any little sex.
I like her, but she don't like me. She friend zone me or whatever. And then I end up being the more prevalent. Was not the word, the predator. I'm more
The aggressive one.
because she
Then-
not giving me the current I wanted, but I give her flowers every day, X, Y, Z, and then she just goes and ends up with somebody else. I was like, you know what? You don't want to give it? I'll take it. Kind of vibe.
So to touch on the point of respect, it's not to say, hey, how to respect men because men do this way, men do. It's not badgering. This is not a Red Pill podcast. Right? What we're trying to say is there's a different way that it could be said.
Okay.
All right? Because you ask men, hey, I don't feel safe to walk around in Savannah at 2:30 in the morning. But men not safe to walk around in Savannah at 2:30 in the morning as well. All right? Because crime don't really have a gender that is attacked.
Right.
All right? So when we say that, we kind of need to redetermine what this term is. Right? Safety is start with you,
Right.
first and foremost. All right? When I am coming into my house, I make sure and cover all my bases and my grounds. Because there are sick, crazy people out here who will do the most. All right? We're not saying you're at fault. This is no victim blaming.
Right.
Because it's a terrible thing to see a woman go through the issues of having been raped. It's terrible.
Yeah, to say group because cool.
All right? So it's a terrible thing to see the trauma that has unfolded from your little sister, your cousin, the neighbor down the road. She was a nice, beautiful, blossoming young lady, and that incident happened and she on the streets. Crazy. Right? Talking from personal experience here. You know, that's something that if a group of men together, they will all collectively hunt this man down.
Oh, your friends.
I don't know.
You're
What kind of
when
men
you
you are?
like-
What kind of men you are around usually?
I'm not around a lot of men, but I just know that there would have been times where women spoke out and the men defended their brethren, and I was just like, oh.
What you're talking about, like they legitimately,
Okay.
oh, what was she wearing? Kind of vibe. That was the.
I was just like, nah, my brethren didn't do that. He's not that type of guy. Or we will talk to him. I was just like, oh, okay.
You come from a very dramatic background. This is great.
Yeah.
No, because they're different. So I'm listening to y'all talk about things, but they're different.
Sexed.
No.
Spectrum.
Cultures within our little Caribbean isle. So I only realized just how disconnected I was from certain ways of thinking when I started working at where I work now. And I hear people's conversations and I'm just like, people really think this way?
Well,
Then- Wait.
I'm not at liberty to say.
no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like what the region of the country where you grew up.
Oh, I'm from St. James.
Western. All right.
It's obviously West. No, it's obviously West.
Okay,
Gotta
so
come in the East West corridor. Okay, let's
you got to
see.
remember too, a lot of people hurt in the
That's-
society.
I literally said that earlier.
You said that.
Yeah. So with this hurt being in place, we don't really get time to think clearly. Right? I'll argue that a lot of people fight, and when they fight from a place of emotion.
Absolutely.
And that,
Most people in defense more than 90%
Yeah.
of the time.
you know, so a man now would hear you say something like, men replaceable, and automatically go into defense mode. They automatically go into who she feels she is. But it's not really that, you know. It's coming from an experience point of view. So your experiences has to be validated, be validated, right? But we want to also say that there might be a younger female than you who never went through this situation that you experienced.
And you giving anecdotal.
And with that anecdotal evidence that you give, now she's going to start to look at men from a different point of view.
That's why I started by saying I don't speak
Speak
for all women.
she
Yes,
said.
And
I
I
know.
can only speak
I
from
know.
my personal experience.
But this is
You
still
see-
a public.
But you see, thing about that, even though we say that, it doesn't mean that others would not hear.
Yeah, yeah.
So sometimes, like I use an analogy like this: if you were in the court and the judge tell the jury, disregard that statement,
You done.
You can't strike that from
does
the
that mean
You can't
when
strike
I
it.
go into chambers, I wouldn't remember that you had a bugger did it to boy when he was 3?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's always
So
be
some things when it is said, it cannot be unsaid. So it's already out there.
Yeah.
So But
Definitely, agreed. I
but
agree with
I
you.
think the shoe is Jen, right?
Yeah.
But what Jen said is, hey, this is my perspective.
Yeah.
I'm not speaking for every woman because she doesn't want when other women hear it. That's not my thing at the start.
Yeah.
No, and she's
That's why I
genuine.
hesitate to do these things because when I'm like, nah, that's not me.
Right.
I stay with my man. Okay, great. That's wonderful. Me personally, I will try to make it work, but if it's not working, we can separate and I'm not staying.
All right. So we like to call ourselves monkey brain surgeons.
Scream.
Right. On this podcast is basically about examining our primal, primitive monkey brains. All right.
Especially when it comes in terms of meeting, etc., meeting rituals, yada yada.
This is just to keep it light, right? Have a little cool understanding of what this is. When we look at from the inception of man, evolution, what the rules were, because you have to remember society was way harder than it is now.
Right.
Right? And in a hard society, we need to see everything right?
Yeah.
All these things.
I don't know. Here's not you getting us and I freezing right now. We good.
Same. So it's I don't know what's happening. Two
Hey,
things at once.
Neil Cool on the point is you see and boy people fighting up.
The service, she just the other day.
You know,
It's
it was yesterday.
Neil Cool, come on.
We was like light skin from St. James. Yes, we had a mission. Cool.
Yeah. All right, cool. So back to the point I was making, that society was hard.
Right.
Way harder than it is now. With the advent of technology, everything makes life easier. Women have much more access to have a life on a single note rather than need a man.
Correct.
Excellent. However, we are forgetting one crucial factor. Every species beside humans think it's okay to separate for the good of the offspring. Right? Mammalian species we're talking about here. We're not talking about seahorses. We're not talking about eagles. We're talking, well, even eagles do it. But pardon?
Every species, mammalian species,
All mammalian species realize that together is for the purpose of the offspring,
except for humans.
except for humans. Humans are more inclined to split up for selfish reasons.
I really like coffee. Hey, yo, I was gonna make
Y'all
a
watch National Geographic or Animal Planet ever?
Mammalian species, yeah.
Alright.
Okay, so push back. We will into
I
this.
know, but we go through.
No,
Nah, talk.
Of course, there's an open
Listen,
forum. So show
I
me
did not even recognize that until he brought that to my attention. That is
a
actually
mammalian
a
species that those stick together for the purpose of the offspring.
the most do. The penguins, the birds.
Well, a penguin is a bird, but yeah.
But we still, we're
Yeah.
just saying in terms of
True,
species.
because they don't
can't.
have the free will and free thought that humans have. I just put that out there.
Of
And I
course.
don't know why humans love to compare themselves to animals. Are we animals?
Nobody.
Yeah, we's animals.
We are animals.
We's animals. We's animals. We have two things that separate us from actually being that primitive. What you would consider conscious thought, that kind of thing. But
So like a different brain, right?
Not a different brain.
similar.
So you have a bird brain?
Well, not bird brain, but
Okay,
like
so-
a
That's
monkey
why-
brain.
So
To ask
basically, the
questions.
monkey brain. There's two sides
So
of the
you
brain.
think
Your
like
front-
a monkey?
No. The frontal cortex is what is bigger in humans and certain primates.
So we have different brains to animals. You're
no.
agreeing,
Similar.
but different.
Similar.
All right, agreed. All right. So for the purpose of your argument,
No,
fine.
because why?
Similar.
Because that is not the direction I'm heading. All
But
right?
I get your question. I get your statement.
It's
I
not finished
feel
yet,
like-
just now.
No problem.
All right?
Yeah, true.
So you have to remember your conscious mind is all part of you being a human. Yes. Animals don't really have conscious minds. However, there's the involuntary or the unconscious mind that takes place with all living species. Okay? I was reading the book The Power of Habits, and they basically was just experimenting on Alzheimer's patients and patients with amnesia. There's this guy who it was thought that he would not be able to even find his way back home. All right, know where he lives, find his underwear, do anything. But the purpose of the experiment was to really analyze how the hell this man run away one day and his wife started panicking and she went neighbor to neighbor to neighbor, all the gas station, where anywhere, everywhere. And when she came back home, he was sitting down looking at TV. Right? When she looked, she saw some acorns in his hand because he went to the neighbor yard and picked acorns like he accustomed doing.
Right.
Right? And he came back home. I'm not going to go into all the basal ganglia and all the parts of the brain because that's too much, right? I start to pontificate on that. But
Preponderance upon there.
yes, we start to preponder it, all right? But what I'm basically going on this to say is that our offspring or the proliferation of a human is more important for our future. When we start putting our feelings in the place of their betterment, firstly, by choosing the wrong man, by choosing the wrong woman. That's the first start because men, they thinking with the low or the long
Right.
tune. Women thinking with the, he's a, what's called them, the Chad.
Oh, yeah, Chad. He's like,
The Chad.
he has big feet. He has big feet.
He's 6 foot, big foot. Yeah.
Oh, we don't have no pushback for that though.
Right? So he's 6
That's
foot,
funny.
big foot, money or the wazoo, and we don't expect him to
He's so
not have
chiseled.
multiple women.
He's so
Right.
chiseled.
Yeah, you are going to have to compete for a man like that more than likely. All right. This is where the incel situation comes in.
She don't compete. Remember, she does not compete. Pretty privileges. Is he the St.
It's
James?
not that,
Right?
you know.
Wait.
It's not that, but oof. When I was in secondary school, I was very insecure. I did that, and I was tiring as heck.
What
and
was
I
it?
went-
What secondary school?
St. James Sec.
St. James, true and true.
St. James.
Yes,
Boom,
ma'am.
boom.
West Side.
I agree with you in terms of that. In terms of sometimes
Yeah, we know.
women, I love to sleep.
Yeah.
So I am not running down you, checking your phone, going through all this set of antics. I love my bed. That would be tiring for me.
But that's
and
before
my
you
peace.
end up in a situation to run him down. All right.
No, what I'm saying, even if, let us just say that is the type of man that I have seen, I'm attracted to him and we decided to have a relationship. You wouldn't find me running you down anywhere, lover. I love my bed.
I have
Understood.
short bread. I can't be running anyway.
What do you
Listen, I am not.
Okay.
I humbly apologize. But I
My
do
lungs bad
understand
after I got COVID.
when
It
you
was-
say that he's a prize,
Right.
because most women will find that attractive. So you will have to do things to keep him.
Not necessarily have to. But what we're saying is that there will be way more women interested in that man than the involuntary celibate that telling you, good morning, sweetie, every morning. How you doing, lover?
Let's-
Oh, hey,
Wait.
I want to eat you out.
Yeah, we're going.
No, listen.
I
to
will
me.
eat your-
I agree with you because
that was me,
someone said, I heard of this conversation. He said, when I was interested in you and you was young and fresh,
Right,
I was the nerd.
right. The incel.
You went with the, as
Chad.
you would say, the chat.
Oh, the meme. Okay.
About the child and get a million children.
Yeah.
And they're looking like, what shall I do to be saved? You want stability now. You're coming back to me.
The dad.
The good dad.
The good dad and versus the Chad.
So I do understand that. And that's a fair statement.
All right.
It does happen.
No, and here's the interesting thing, which is when we bring up the thing about respect now, is like, you don't even respect the good dad now. It's like, you
Initially.
had to take me with my treacher.
Because you ain't no 6
Because
foot.
you're
big
not no
foot.
6 foot nigga. Yeah. You know Bigfoot, you're not Chad.
Yeah.
And then he just be living quiet desperation, like, well, I love her.
I had to
love
take
her.
this.
I had to take this. And that's basically a lot of men conditions, which is why we have the field report.
Wait, listen. That's
segue.
a lot. That's a lot of men condition. I would think that that's for the females.
No. Believe me. All right.
True.
So all right. Let me put it in a little logical
see
Do
how
a
sequence.
we-
Right?
survey of
you see
that
how we-
sometime.
you see how we
right? And
bridge the
post it.
gap?
Do a survey of
All
that
right.
sometime and
So let me
put
bring
it
some
on
closure to this
Instagram and I
point.
want to
Right?
see. Yeah.
Logically, women have access or control access to sex.
Yes.
Right? You get to
Unless
say,
it's rape.
You get to say
Which is not.
What's
Who?
grape?
When?
I said,
gets
said group.
access
The
to your
G
body.
silent.
No man can tell you, hey, just take off your clothes. I don't want you. Blah, 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 blah.
Right.
You have access to sex. You control that. Right?
True.
Good. Men have control over who they stay in a relationship with. They could choose to stay with a woman and keep the relationship, or be,
Uh-oh.
if they have the options to, be a playboy. Yeah.
Repeat that.
Woman.
Control.
Not going to sing any better. Just like,
No,
not gonna
re-
sing
wait,
It's, it's, just,
Hey,
it's a
hey.
harsh reality.
No, hold on.
double
Repeat.
standard.
You would say that
We're
men have
saying
the
double down.
choice to decide who they want to stay with?
In a relationship.
No, I would think that is the opposite.
Because woman's goal is marriage. And who's had to propose? The man.
Hey,
Right.
hey, we
So
talking
I'm going
about.
to choose to propose to you.
We're not
to
talking
tell you,
about
I
left-wing
want
liberals.
So
We're
when you
talking
were
about right-wing
talking about that,
conservatives.
you are saying that you're going on the perception that the woman wants to get married.
Going on that perception. Actually, it's not a perception. Really and truly, why be with a man if you don't want to make this union a long-lasting union?
That was the pointer. Was the pointer the consummation of the relationship, etc.
Right. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
However, I don't believe that. I think that is the opposite. I think that women would say, I choose to stay. I don't really think that men has got a power in terms of saying that he chooses to stay.
No, well, the staying is part of
Being faithful.
No, wait. Be speeding, right? What we want to do is start to look at it from the point of view of who have access to sex, because we had to go on a general plane.
Okay, understand.
Right? We had to be general when we talk. We can't go into one person's situation or the other, because that's when the confoundment
Right,
starts.
okay.
As
That's
she-
for argument's state.
As she aptly said, at 14, she was the cream of the crop in terms of could get any man, because men, the incels would be like,
That's not what
I
she
was
said.
a victim of sexual harassment.
yes.
I'm
That's
so
what I mean.
confused.
That's what I mean.
Why was
Oh
she being
gosh, oh
ridiculous?
gosh. I just want to make sure you're paying attention. So
We are.
I throw Saturday here for that exact reason. Good.
We are.
A whiling. Anyway, so you, no matter wherever workspace, wherever, there will be at least 10 men that you could think of offhand. But he trying to get me, he trying to get me, he trying to get me, he trying to get me. A lying or not lying?
Truth.
Okay. He, me, I don't have them options like that. They'll come up with all kind of excuses. A skinny, he head big,
head.
whatever. We ain't getting them kind of vibes. Nobody down in the DMs dry. Your DMs not dry. You not social media, but your DMs dry.
And
Send us a
you've
message,
been
innit?
on social media, there would be more than one man trying to get access.
Saki, to the Reds.
Yeah,
to the-
friend request is numerous.
Thank you.
Numerous friend requests, right?
That is not the same way counterflip. That's why we said access to sex goes to you.
The
Understood.
double standard.
Yes.
No, I got what you were saying.
Well, no, we know you understand. We know
Right.
Right? So,
brains are the operation.
Yeah.
for sure, brother. So, when we're looking at it from that point of view, there is a transaction that happens between men and women.
Yes,
Correct.
suffer.
All right? So, from saying that women have access to sex, men have access to relationships.
Right.
We're talking about relationships in terms of long-term monogamous partnership.
Okay.
All right? That is for the sake of the offspring.
Right.
Okay, good. There are way more women competing for the higher percentile of men,
Yes.
right? Because there aren't that much high, I hate to use this term, value.
Man. But
Right?
okay, like
We get it, we get it.
I could be working CPEP because I work in CPEP now and I live underneath a bridge. So living underneath the bridge by the highway, because I'm poor and impoverished.
Now look for him when you pass it.
Look for me pass it, wave, I'll see you. And yes, I will be the one suiting and telling you. That was me, by the way. Being that person, I work in CPEP. The CPEP girl will course on me and she have the exact job. The exact job.
Yes.
Right? Alain?
No.
Thank you very much.
Right.
And then I try not, and I'm a good guy. I will provide whatever. And then the party promoter or the soca singer or
The cricketer.
or the quote unquote high earning guy would get
Right.
through, and then she would say,
That
"You know,
sounded very loaded.
We have a field report, though.
give her a feeder." No, sure. Oh, God, we giving
Cover it.
Right.
So me working with I have my two little 2CXC. I try to do something with myself, but I don't have the scholastics today. I find you're pretty, whatever. Me and you work in CPEP, but for some reason you will give me the statement. I don't know when I'm in tracking me, them down my level. Alain?
Or I do or he. What you have for me?
What you could do for me?
I've heard some people say that before. I watch them like,
Like sis.
And
you sure?
Both
You
are
sure, girl?
both are only in the same boat. So in the same
I
boat,
agree with
when
what
you're in
I
the same boat
understand.
as a woman, there's no respect there for some reason. You have to come from above standing for her to watch you like something.
So you know what that term is called? It's called hypergamy. Right? Women are, it's a fact, hypergamous by nature. So I'll pose this question to you two ladies. Are you willing to take care of a man financially until the day you die?
They say James gonna come on. She gonna say yes just to be right.
Like financially, he is a bum. And he's like, baby,
I work in
light bill, my phone bill, everything.
Baby.
Just,
Well, let me tell you something.
yes.
St.
Tell
James.
us.
So back in my love,
Uh-huh.
trying to make everything work days, I was with someone who was not working, who
It wasn't me. Okay, good. Good job,
yeah,
Rory.
wasn't working, lived extremely far, but I was working.
Right.
And I didn't mind because I was like, you know what? Eventually, maybe he'll get something because he's smart. He's just doing other
Young
stuff.
potential.
Yeah. But then
Who's our graphics
one
designer?
day- Nah,
Wait, what's the weird job? Come on.
I don't remember. I literally blanked that off.
All right. Go ahead,
I
go
just
ahead.
remember the gist of the relationship. I don't
Yeah.
remember any specific. I don't.
What's the shoe size? Anyway.
Good one.
But there was a day he showed up to my house unannounced.
Okay.
And then he was like, so you're not giving me money to go home? And I think that's when I was like,
Hello.
I said, wow. I
Okay.
didn't even, no, I'm happy that you showed up because I really enjoyed seeing you.
Right.
But I didn't, this wasn't planned. So now I have to walk to the ATM to get money to give
Oh,
you. To
Yes,
go.
yes, baby.
So the
And
panties get dry.
And it's not even like a place
Oh
of
my God,
gratitude.
I think you-
It was just
I think you're speaking to me.
expecting the handout. Like you just expecting the money.
Excuse me, you two ladies. Yes, I'm expecting it. When I showed up at your house, man.
I should have just known.
When I showed up at your house, I'm explaining this how this went down.
Yes,
No, for the
please,
cameras.
Please.
Go ahead, brother. Tell them.
Please.
For the camera.
Please.
I was expecting to get my rocks off. I have a reds, she from St. James, XYZ. Don't you should be happy you with me, matter of fact. When I reached down in your a while about
Go on, Santi. Box.
when I go through all of this for you, Smalley, let me explain this to you. You had to be happy for me. I mean, look at me. It's me. You had to take that.
Man,
And I
he
want my
was
20.
shorter than I was.
I
Sensational.
think,
All right. Okay.
well, for me,
Greasy.
the answer, I can tell you,
Isn't it?
it's no. Because what
If,
an
if I
answer
didn't go
there,
through that, like
Yeah.
that kind of aggression.
You see, she have a long way to say no, right?
You don't give me money.
no.
Like,
Right.
She has a long way to say
even-
no.
So you was too
even-
entitled for your liking.
yeah, boy.
Okay.
Even if you're not
I really felt like I
entitled.
was a man at a point in time. I was like, what?
Wait, you felt like a man because he was
Only
providing.
perfectly.
So-
This question when we pose
Nah,
it.
because I knew that's how. I know some women who are like that though.
All right.
Oh, no. My
But,
panties
so when we
dry.
pose this question to all the females who ever come on the show, the answer is a resounding no. I am not willing to take care of any man.
But I know
until the day I die.
men will take up a woman with nothing
Right.
and get
But she
I
see people
understand.
can see here. We will buy that Jones and pay for them meals.
Yeah.
If you want to be there. Oh, you mean that?
I-
She said she wanted to be a housewife. Remember that?
I definitely did.
Yes.
Exactly.
She not even
So
taking
she
it back.
wants
Yeah.
to be provided for the rest of her life.
I
So-
hate working. Like my
Understood.
my dream isn't a job.
Understood. Understood. So right. So we're going back to the point of hypergamy now.
Right.
Women tend to date if they're at a high enough level across and up. They never look down.
And across is they don't respect across.
They don't really
They will go with
respect
across, but they
across.
will not respect across.
They will be like,
Lord.
if they go across, they come in with a whole countdown list of.
I'm telling you,
have
all
to do
my
this, that, the other.
All my CPEP
In order for
co-workers tell me I had to at least get English, maths, and then I had to do a science too. They question because
And
I
learn
studied.
how to fix bushwhackers
And I, had to
and
stick,
things. Yeah.
fix, I have to do all of these things. You live in that bridge? No, I only deal men that live on this bridge.
Yeah. So
Telling you.
when we talk about hypergamy, we're looking at the
The
point
clips
of
know me
view
well.
that the women who are on a certain level only look up. Where I would argue that's where they find the most grief, because they are not at the level of these men to be able to maintain a man who they're looking up at.
True
All right.
story. I agree.
Okay.
Just as I said that, something came to mind. I remembered a friend of mine telling me she met someone who's a high income earner bracket. She wasn't, but he was interested in her, gave us certain things. But remember, his wife was on par.
Right.
So when that
Wait, stop.
BMW,
We missed a part of the
Yeah,
story. We missed something here. All right, wait.
Hear that. Give this brother a headphones.
okay,
Start over. Yeah.
okay. So let's say,
So this was this you? And he said,
no,
yeah.
so what would
a
have happened
friend.
is that the individual
Yeah.
met someone, he was in a high income bracket from her,
Right.
higher.
Okay, so he was higher than her.
All right. So he treated her well, did things for her,
Mm.
helped her get educated, different stuff. However,
Mm.
he was married.
Okay.
Now, most married men will tell you that they will leave their wife. That's the thing that they will say.
I love
so
that.
we understand.
I love using that excuse.
They will say
Works
that.
every time.
However, she believed it until I...
How dare he?
No, listen. And some men do it. It's rare, but it happens. However, He was driving a BMW.
It wasn't his BMW, was it?
No, it was his.
No, he's a high income owner.
But I think what I will have, something happened and she was telling me and I was saying, hey, baby, remember, you are here financially and he's here.
You reminded her of this.
Yes.
All right, good.
So, he's not going to leave his wife because when he had to buy tires for that vehicle, you can buy a tire, but he
Right.
could ask her, babes, I need 4 brand new tires.
Okay,
So I
okay.
think most of the time,
Yeah, that's
so
nice. You're a good friend.
no, someone agrees with you when they say that when
Hey.
they go, your date up will be difficult to maintain.
That type of man.
And
And it'll be
I'm
hard, it'll be grieving, yes.
In a nice way, she's saying, Miguel is our scripts. Just,
I was not
just
going to
take-
say that.
No,
She's
no,
like,
no.
girl, you broke. Relax.
No. It's not about even being broke, you know. No, there's a possibility within the next 5 years she would reach. Because women are no lesson. Let's be honest.
But the way men think in 5 years, she would
No, but
be...
remember,
Fertile.
most time a man don't really watch a woman money, you know.
They
It's the
don't.
opposite.
We don't
care
ever.
about
It's
women's money.
it's the opposite. So most of the time, a mature man will go to a younger girl, knowing that,
Fertility.
right, and the drive and all these other things that he would want.
And she's not. Okay, so there's two points that we had to speak about.
Hey, we
Yeah,
have,
you're
10,
right.
we, have 10, we have 10 minutes because, yeah.
Yeah, what a loaded show tonight. Wow, ladies.
Yeah, this one.
And they come shooting from the hip, right?
Literally.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, someone said,
All
right?
right. So,
Light skin.
to your point, this issue that we're dealing with here is the fact that women tend to, based on, sorry to say, feminism, start getting the wrong idea about their, it might sound
See-
weird,
nah,
but
see
their
it-
role
see
in
it.
society.
Their place.
All right?
Their place. You have to say it like that. Their place.
Right? So
We have a problem with
we've
that.
been telling women, go out there, be the boss bitch, be the big income earner, and still you will be able to find a man who will be loving, doting, monogamous husband. All right?
And he'll be high earning like you.
And he will have all the money in the world and he will be able to be what your dream man is.
And,
Ken and Barbie.
That's a
yeah,
lie.
and the reason why
Cinderella story.
Bobby was making more than Ken in features.
yeah, watching movie.
In general, Bobby was always...
Oh, seriously? Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, that's fine.
The point
That's
is
the feminism.
feminism, and I didn't understand it from this point of view, and I was bringing it up every single time. It's black people, right? Well, I'm not sure about you. You could be Spanish. I'm not sure, like Venezuelan, Spanish, whatever. So we coming from a place of we copied this philosophy from the States. When I said copy, we came from the post-colonial times in Trinidad and Tobago. We can agree to that, right?
Yes.
We got our independence.
Right.
And I'm going to put that because Miss Fighty Power there, you know what I'm talking about. We took up the white girl struggle,
The white woman struggle.
the white woman struggle in the States when you was getting oppressed and you was getting oppressed by the same person we was getting oppressed by.
We all slaves.
We were all slaves. We were all,
Right.
and all of us was like, you know what? I don't know how women, especially from the Caribbean, take that chain. I could understand from the voids of, okay, I'm fully against the abuse. I don't really care how much you make, so make more than me for all I care. Go and vote. I don't vote.
You're not going to give it to me anyway.
It's like,
Yeah.
you're not going to give it to me anyway. But in terms of the where we are now, it's like, well, I don't need that man. I was like, whoa. We just jump. We only listen to this white girl a little bit too
Yeah.
much.
We started to follow Emily a little bit too much now.
It was cool with the vote. Make a all-female political party for like gay. I don't vote. Like, make $1 million. You can't spend it on me. So it's like, I don't care. I don't.
Why you would say that?
No, because we just asked, you're willing to take care of a man until the day you die?
You can't spend it on me. You spend it on your children because
Jen
it's
was
your
like,
children.
he was too entitled, and he was like,
That traumatized
nah.
me, boy.
And then,
For the rest of my life.
Yeah, the rest of my life.
forgive me
thing is
now.
with trauma.
Could you forgive me,
It
please?
wasn't you.
Could you
You taller than me.
Well, all right.
It's not short, man.
That's what I
Forget that
said.
one caveat, my friend. All right,
She don't like short men. Guys,
all right, so let me wrap up this segment because we want to get into a little bit more of the show.
So,
all right?
so you see how we met. We can agree on things. Yeah, good.
Yes, I
We don't
get it.
hate women.
It's just
we
that
don't hate
the
them.
message was sent
Yes.
to women the wrong way.
Yes.
And now we end up in a place now where do we turn back from here? We can't really turn back.
I don't think they hate it. It's, like I said, just a little unpacked, unchecked issues.
Yeah.
And instead of looking at it and speaking to each other about it, it's, nah, I don't need you. I don't need no man. But sometimes men don't, for your personal growth, I feel like that's where it's more coming from. Like to have your own identity a lot of women's identity was based on their marriage.
Right.
So now it's like, I don't need this to have an identity. I can work, I can do this, but I don't need a husband to make me feel fulfilled.
So furthermore, the question is, right, because we're wrapping up this segment.
Yes.
The question is, what is more important to women generally? I wanted her to speak generally. The career
Yeah, we
or seeing the legacy that they create from
The progeny.
the offspring. What's more important? Because you're going to retire someday,
Legacy for me.
right? So when we start telling women, hey, yes, a career is nice, but you're going to start experiencing what men experience because they don't tell you the bad side or the hard side of going out there and making that bread.
And then the glass ceiling, which all exists, it also exists on this side as well.
Oh, absolutely.
both
I know
sides.
that, for sure.
So the 1% gonna be the 1% regardless.
Agreed.
You're never gonna break that ceiling.
They will
So if I'm not,
eventually.
then you're not getting fight down because it's a woman. You're getting fight down. For you're not getting fight down for because you're a woman. You're getting fight down because you're not part of the bourgeois.
The bourgeoisie part.
I get fired if I say what I was going to say.
Nah,
Never
eh,
mind.
Nobody know how to fight.
Look what you do,
So I
right?
said fired.
Oh, no, don't say it.
If you use a lot of filters, don't worry, you're safe. You'll be good.
Right? But yeah, so to bring commonality to this whole topic, the message was sent the wrong way. Women are fighting. Basically, they go in the wrong direction in terms of this fight because women have the ability to fight and make themselves much happier. But it's supposed to, I will go out on them and say it's supposed to be for the betterment of their future.
Right.
Going into career, going into being a boss bitch, going into all this is not really going to help you when you're looking back and you don't have the grandchildren and you don't have the
you
family.
have been weeded out of the genetic pool.
I think that has happened because most career women, let me say a doctor, whatever, that is why in the States it's more in the 40s, 50s, they're having children.
Yeah, complicated
Think
pregnancies.
about it. You are going to be a shitty doctor to be a worse mother.
Yeah.
Because you're looking to fight down this career. So you could, it's really a one, you can't get it all. Men have to sacrifice something to get something. Something to
I just
something.
want to point out that not every woman wants to be a mother. Just
Well,
pointing
okay,
that
those
out
women.
as well.
Yeah.
Let's put. Let's
Majority.
want to point out that if you want to be wiped out the gene pool, you go
That's the
right
woman's
ahead.
choice.
You go
At the
right
end of the
A
ahead.
lot of people want to be the cool auntie, and hey,
I have a lot of them. I can tell you.
Yeah.
We have a lot of them. We could tell you. It's always
Trust me.
everybody. You probably have.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Trust me.
He spins the hand. She travels a lot. She sees the world.
So she living her best,
Best
life.
life, yeah.
Sometimes we would say that, eh?
Yeah.
No, she really is.
No.
She single
I'll
by
give
chance?
you a different perspective on that.
We have 3 months anyway.
I used to say that about someone, a lecturer of mine. I wonder if she was here, sure.
Scream.
That's all right. Speak to her.
Is she on social media?
Lava, not calling your name, baby.
No names.
She.
So I used to, when I started UWE,
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
Go
yeah.
ahead. Go ahead.
I know you're talking about
Not
now.
a female.
I know you're talking about now.
Lecturers, go ahead.
I know it's-
But when I started UWE, she was someone who I used to look up to and emulate. I said, I want to be like her. I want to be like her.
Does she have it put together?
Yeah, nice car, traveling, this, that.
And sing
But
like a
then,
Pringle.
sometime I passed by and I saw, like, sitting there literally crying. I was like, what's wrong?
Suffer.
And then she said, she went to a birthday party for one of her nieces or whatever. And then when she looked around, she recognized she was all alone.
I mean, that
She had the big house, the nice vehicle, but she didn't have someone to
See,
share
I
it with,
know.
and not necessarily a husband. It could have been a child.
Right.
So she's saying, all these things that I have here, who is it for? The person who she may leave it for may not appreciate it because
Give her my
they
number.
don't
I'll
have that
appreciate it.
connection.
I mean,
no, I
some
wanted
children
to,
don't appreciate when their parents do things.
Give
either.
her
So
my
that's
number.
not a bad
I'll appreciate
example.
no. Listen, what I'm saying is that that's in the minority.
Right.
The majority of time, let us
You're
just
saying
say,
that, but you haven't spoken to all women, and this is my problem with things like this. We cannot speak for all women.
no, we can't. No, so
Understood.
that's why it's just a perspective. In terms of, I used to say that as well until I saw a different perspective, which was hers. She was saying yes. She thought she wanted that based on the fact that she would have seen a member of her family traveling and she grew up poor. So she told herself, hey, I want to do that. But she gave up something for it. Nobody told her that you were giving up being a mom, having a husband.
And then she
No,
realized
long-lasting
when she
friends or
cracked the
whatever the
40s,
case is.
50s was when she realized that sitting is like crap.
No, but I am not saying that all women want to be a mother. I understand that some women, based on the experiences that they have,
Some women shouldn't be
or
mothers.
they
Some
say
women went
that-
through
or-
trauma.
Yeah, saying they don't want to be a mom.
Yeah.
And like I would say, I have one daughter,
Okay.
Good stuff.
and I would never deny someone being. Let's just say if I end up in a relationship with a man who wants to have other children. He said, hey, and I might say, I good.
Right.
And he's saying he wants to. I would not deny him that because
So
when my daughter said, Mommy, listen, I feel like $1 million.
Really?
Yes.
No, I talk about.
No,
Yeah. No. So I feel that way. So I wouldn't deny someone that. However, just hearing her say that, I was like, wow.
Make you think out.
Yeah, it
differently.
made me think because I told myself, some person said, if I
Right.
didn't have my child, what I could have done or what I would have done. But then I recognize it's a sacrifice.
Yeah.
It's a give and take. But nobody
Nothing in
tells
life is
you.
free.
I didn't recognize that.
So we're going into the next segment. This segment is sponsored by Raw Dog TT.
Okay. Do you have a dog? No, this is Kaisha wine.
Like I shall like.
Yeah.
There are 4 dogs.
Raw dog, like
Raw dog.
raw dogging.
yeah.
It's like
TT.
that.
4 dogs, yes.
Right.
So you have 4 dogs, right? What do you feed them typically?
Chow.
Okay, you ever watch your teeth, realize it kind of discolored now or left up? Think about it.
When you go and watch your teeth, right?
Watch your
Yes.
teeth, take in the dog teeth. There's when they shit in the yard, there's be these big mounds of shit. Right?
Yeah.
A lion is big.
Yes, 4 pit bulls.
There's
Oh,
some-
God.
So some
Oh, my
big
God.
dinosaur
You have dogs?
lumps.
I'm a
My
cat.
Lord won't allow it.
I'm a cat person. Okay.
I'm definitely not a cat person. It's disrespectful.
Yeah.
Okay, so at Raw Dog TT, what they have done is dogs are meant to be eating raw meat, like meat that was hunted, etc. So Raw Dog has taken the struggle from you. So they have taken the food and crafted it without the process, put it together in a nice,
Convenient.
convenient way in which, your dogs can now get no chow, no processing. They can get what's good for them, what God intended. And they will be way better off for it.
So the term is biologically appropriate raw feeding.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. This, of course, we talk about the tooth issue with the dogs. The periodontal issues happen because of the tartar that's formed from the chow being highly processed and it sticks on the tooth. All right, or teeth. So that in itself keeps the dog's dental care health in order. The stomach biome is basically one that requires a lot more moisture-rich food, and that is where you would see the fact that dry chow, or dog chow, kibble, that's what it's called, will take way more time to be processed and digested. This is where the big lumps of
Doo-doo.
fecal matter comes from. All right. When you feed the dog more moisture-rich food, they will tend to process it much faster, and you will see a much smaller excrement.
Okay.
All right. So those are just some of the benefits. Visit Raw Dog TT on Instagram
At Raw Dog.
at Raw Dog TT. All right. So we're going into the Red Flag Chronicles,
Uh-oh.
segment number 2. All right. So we're inviting the ladies to give somebody red flags that you ever heard. Already explain one. A deadbeat man you was with. All right.
The short
The
deadbeat.
short deadbeat from far.
No, because it was really hard for me to find
How
guys
old were
my
you?
height when I was growing up.
What's your height, by the way?
5'9", 5'10".
She's a midget. She's a
So
midget,
like
guys.
6 feet in heels.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah.
And she was light skinned too.
And
Oh, God.
I never judge anybody based on their height or anything. Like
Yeah.
She does know.
still no. That's not how I was raised. So.
Understood.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to start with Gisele. All right, give us one of the red flags that you think is the most pertinent red flag in a man that you might be interested in.
Repeat.
A red flag.
The red flag that's,
So let me
that's
see-
the deal breakers,
Let
like
me
a
see,
red flag.
you look at Larry and you say, Larry, you say anything, boy?
Teeth. No,
Well,
I'm a teeth person.
Yeah, teeth
They
person.
move
Yes,
them
I
back
love
teeth.
teeth.
From by me.
No, just the
Them shark bite. on them.
hygiene in your mouth.
Ah.
Your teeth. That's the thing I
So
like.
if you eating dog chow, you don't want them.
You gotta be eating a raw dog.
You gotta be eating narrow.
But
dog.
cooked.
Yeah.
Excellent,
Yeah, I think. for
So
me,
have you ever engaged with anyone who has bad dental hygiene, poor dental hygiene?
No.
Good. So you stay clear of them, boy.
Yes, no, yes, because you have more options. I mean, some minutes that take that sting bread.
Yeah.
Them sting bread, girl, they out there.
No, I think most of my friends or persons who associate with me know that I'm a teeth person. So, but that's when they're speaking. I just keep looking at him out. I'm telling you, I've done it here already. You have nice teeth.
Thanks, mom and dad.
So anytime you meet someone and they probably have a little bad breath issue, would you be the one to be honest about it, or you be the one to tell somebody else about it? Face them and say, "Hey, Dexter, boy."
Well, it determines. What will determine is if how I feel about you. If it's someone who I may not meet,
Yeah.
just a passing through, I may not say anything, but let us just say, I am one. This is one of my mantra. If something is going, if I'm doing something wrong or something is wrong with me, I would prefer if you tell me,
Yeah.
than I keep going and person just talking me at my back, and it will aggravate my spirit. I would stop talking to you completely. Because
Good
that's the
stuff.
way, Jen, you knew that my perspiration was high. He didn't tell me just, something was off at your body, check it. I bet you had me going by different persons, standing up, laughing, raising my hand. People
Level of
laughing.
embarrassment.
Yes, and people laughing at me.
Understood.
And then, you want to tell me now? I'll stop talking to Jen.
Lock off.
Lock off.
right.
Jen can't speak to me.
All right, Jen. The floor is yours. Red flag. Number one red flag. in
Let's
a man.
PNM the scene. Write it down. She full of
Be
shit.
honest.
She full
Oh
of
my
shit.
God. Yeah, I agree.
I real thinking.
Jen, one thing.
Nah,
One
plenty,
red flag.
That's why
All right.
Oh, what?
Jesus Christ.
Oh, boy.
Listen. Give me the red flags on it. Come on.
Look at your hobby so I can tell you. Let me see.
Cream. Ah.
Well, yeah, I look in so but see what you
It's
speaking about.
nah, you wouldn't be able to tell because I think it's just bad grammar.
Green verbs.
Jackson, yeah. And then the spelling.
I did had.
T-H-E-R.
Like my one day.
T-H-E-R. Okay.
Like it's okay to make typos every now and then, but if I see it's a habit that you and sometimes I was trying not to because not everybody
Sure.
took to school the same way.
think
And I
that's
could
one of mine as
understand that, but I don't want that.
I agree. It
So
will
fellas,
aggravate my
get a
spirit.
little literate now, please, and learn to put your grammars in grammars in a nice place.
grammars.
Right?
Yeah, your breakfasts.
your breakfast is on your syntax.
That's not the word? Shit. I wouldn't know. I
Don't
learned
worry about
something.
that. Alter for that, right? So
He taught me to read, to be honest with you.
from time to time, I started teaching, but
From time to time.
you get better, you know.
I really did. I really did.
Friends supporting friends. I love
Always,
That's right.
always, always.
Jan,
All
I
right.
think that's
So
one of mine as well. I think if you text me and what?
trying to decode that. Oh my word.
You're saying, there and you put
I don't text people,
TR
so
into
we-
direction,
we said-
T-H-E-R-E.
he call your man and say, "Where you see my look? I'm shutter. Where you see and everything
Oh, no.
humble."
Nah, it depends, because some people last their thing, oh monster.
Yeah.
But like if that's
How
just
say that again?
monster.
Oh, monster.
Oh, monster.
I said the ER.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. All right.
I tried.
Monster. No problem. You're gonna do that. All right. So that's
She went profi. I'm convinced now. She went convent or some kind of thing. She
No, I
told
went St. James Government Secondary.
big up the teachers in St. James.
Every single one.
Well, all right, good. All right, so this is just a breaker because we're going into the most important segment of the show. All right, this is
So-
our field report. Ladies,
where's my glasses? Damn it. Anyway.
glasses walk away.
Yes.
Yeah. This
Glasses.
field report is something that we usually divulge with our guests, being monkey brain scientists and all.
I got it anyway. We got the certificate anyway. Monkey brain scientist is something now offered there.
So
So
monkey brain surgery and thing.
yeah.
Right. So we have been out and about just observing humankind in the element. All right. We've observed some of the red flags, some of the green flags, some of the not so.
We saw the
colourful flags.
we saw the incels, the femis, the liberals, the conservatives.
Yeah, we see them. We see them.
We saw the
everybody,
gays, the
right?
straights, everybody.
Spectrum.
Feminist is my favorite. That was a nice word. I'm taking that.
Yes.
Good, good for you.
Feminist.
Remember as he brings the operation.
All right. So you want to start first?
Which one am I doing today?
Vishnu.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
So we go at our watering hole and sitting down in the corner in the cut, bucket.
Chilling.
Bucket hat down so nobody really check in to see who in the corner. We see two girls step up. We make the presumption, because it's a presumption, but it was based on what we were seeing, it was quite obvious. It's two lesbians. One more attractive than the other. Cool.
As
It's,
usual.
it's understandable, one more attractive. So I was making a claim, but she's not really a lesbian. She is looking to get her bills paid by the next one. Cool. And this is all we're assessing because based on how much times I've seen this play off, I have a lot of
We have
lesbian
lesbian friends.
I have a lot of lesbian. I can tell you. So in the midst of this now comes to
Non-select.
two NS13s, non-select 13s.
The same incels that we were talking about. You could tell an incel by the way they approach and the way they look. It's just a
They come in. No, Nani?
No.
Nani?
the harmony scene.
Nani? Like it's a Japanese anime.
Please talk to me. Please. Yeah. Right. So that's what
Yeah. I was trying. Anyway.
Yeah.
So I saw the greatest pivot I've ever seen. Because remember when it happened, I was like as I watch tracking or people tracking each other and this kind of stuff, like it's sports to me. So in my mind, I commentate in it great. I was like, look the transition here. This is when you pick up, bam. They sit down, position themselves, facing the back, which was the mistake they made. But he was trying to face the more attractive one.
Go ahead. Yeah.
He bought the 2 drinks. No, first Smalley bought the
wrong shot for the
wrong shot
the
for
killing.
the killing. If you're already taking out a girl for 3 drinks, you're trying to bitch with that girl. Bitches bring incognito 3 drinks home. 3 anyway. Bar incognito.
3 drinks.
Yeah, I made up this whole thing.
Three.
Big up you guys.
Yeah.
3 drinks. You are never supposed to start with any shot that is not tequila. And the mistake you make,
I like you now.
A mud slide.
you start with the mudslide shot. And I was like,
Wrong choice.
you stupid girl, you. You're trying to show you had money, and I know you can afford the second one. But no sin.
No. It's a fact.
No,
Let it unfold.
I know you can afford the second one, but you did what you had to do because she was fine, and then you don't know she drifting. She's most likely bisexual, in quotations.
Curious.
Anyway, then this is comes the greatest moment I've ever seen in sports history. My boy, when they get it, you remember the cups, the island long,
There's a Long Island iced tea.
Right.
It comes
But
in
this particular establishment is within a
in
kind
a
of
goblet.
And I got,
Yeah. So I sit down there.
You know, right? Stop
You know
it.
what we're talking
Stop
about. I think I saw you in the corner. You was watching too.
You need to stop. Yeah.
Anyway, the guy takes the 2. And in my mind, I was thinking, yes. He takes out his phone. Excuse me, miss. Could you take a picture of the 2 of us? I said, this is the move here. Excellent. Excellent move. Executed. Transition was seen.
Like,
No, the ugly out, the quote-unquote non-selector of the 2. Because there was a Negro and an Indian guy. The Negro out of the 2 came, hey, take the picture. Comes, take the picture. She said, okay, cool. She takes the picture. And then my boy Vishnu activates. Sage mode activated. Whoop, runs across. Hey, ladies, I was like,
a tag team.
it was seamless.
It was like,
this is how you are supposed to track girls at bars, fellas. This is how it's supposed to do.
Started off.
Now,
steamy.
it started off very great. I loved it. All aspects of it. So he said, hey, what are you drinking? Whatever. Comes with the tequila shots. I said, right, he coming for the kill now. Show this girl how it's supposed to be done. Comes for the kill.
Yes.
Buys the 2 shots. It's like, okay, thank you. Blah, 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 blah. This is where he goes wrong now.
oh no.
They go back down and sit down. Everybody knows. You have to let it simmer in your bloodstream a little bit, but nah. He wanted to
How I go?
yeah, Nani. Wait, I had to make sure she remembers me by her dress. I comes back. Hey, and one thing I could tell you, fellas, is the girl don't want to bully you from the start. She knows.
Yeah.
She want to bully from the start. This is what you will do. You will talk yourself out of that bull 1,000,000% of the time. I can tell you, I've done it sometimes on purpose.
So I told you, man, I've seen this playoff so
And
many
I was
times
rooting for
before.
them.
I was like, Vishnu don't start off.
I was rooting for the Celtics. Who win the finals? I was rooting for the underdogs.
Yeah.
I was like, yo,
the in
Jimmy,
Celtics.
come on, Jimmy. The in Celtics.
Yeah.
Come on, Jimmy. You could win this.
Poor Vishnu.
Oh, Vishnu. So he keeps coming back. And it starts to get like,
Celebration.
yeah.
More for you.
More for you. And then
More
the
for
reachy
you.
point was like, you're trying to take my skins from me? Well, this is what I'm assuming the lesbian girl says. You're trying to take my skins from me? Nah, and our skin that brings back the 2 drinks. He comes back across and limes. His partner knocks out now because he's like, yeah, there's a dead mission. Knocks down.
I think that's his mechanism to cope with these situations.
Cope.
He just fall asleep.
Yes, knock out.
Like a sleep?
Asleep.
Yeah.
That's like a sleep, yeah.
Snoring out there. In the back.
Okay.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, so
It's a coping mechanism.
so it reaches to the point now. Vishnu just doubling down at this point. So he's like, this is when his ears jump up now. Vishnu says a statement along the tune of,
Lord.
well, nah, I got some getting real girls, right? I can get
In the morning?
I can get in the morning if I want. And I sit down there like,
I always getting girls.
I said, dog. You start game 1, you was going to win the series, you know. I had so much high hopes. But by game 3, it was a wrap.
So in the same bread, Vishnu, big up yourself.
Big up
Where
yourself.
stand with your drunk man brethren.
No, it gets worse. Remember, it got worse. So eventually when you realize you're not moving he started to offend the sweeter one. And the mistake he made was he was supposed to give the attention to the uglier girl, the more lesbian one out of them.
Fellas, take notes.
The more lesbian out of the one out of them. Because if you want to track a bunch of girls always track the ugliest one, the sweet one will wonder why, she'll come onto you, blah, blah, blah. It's a psychology. Yeah. Monkey brain surgeon. It works every time. 50% of the time, it works every time.
Just 50. Yeah.
Anyway, so she was across, she realized, wait, nah, so you're just using me to give the sweeter one? Okay, cool. Pick up drinks, drops back. She picks up all the Guinness and stuff because, you know, she had approached that boy. Both of them leave.
Without warning.
He starts laughing. So they sit down now. Across over yonder from the fishing pond, there's a young lady marking me in smart.
She wasn't that young.
You didn't have to do that. A young lady marking me in smart. And I said, how is this going to play off? But Vishnu have to get our victory for the... No, first, the dog, his partner, Sleeping Beauty, woke up. He was like, I ain't getting no skins tonight. Matter of fact, Smalley, you go do. Walk across to the track. The girl Vishnu say, but wait now. I buy any drinks, I buy anything, and you leaving me here.
I bring you here.
All skins is for me. Walks across. The guy positions his body, says like Vishnu are trying to get the body language like move the fuck away. Doesn't really play. Vishnu does again. You can ESPN play this. He does the spin move around him, around the shoulder guard, comes on the other side, start to track the girl.
In basketball, it's called the pick and roll.
Pick and roll that. This is and just for my sanity. This is how I knew Smalley was marking me, because when I went into the bathroom, Mr. Bazzi, I didn't tell you this part. For some reason, she found herself in the bathroom.
You tell me?
Oh, did?
Yeah.
She found herself in the bathroom, and then she said, "Oh, this is the men's bathroom." I watching her like,
mind you, there were not much.
no. Then she says, "Oh, well, the female bathroom is crowded, you know."
Lies.
And I'm like, I walk outside, nobody in that female bathroom.
Lies.
I said, okay, you have a nice day. You see, I'm sexually harassed just as much as you women. I'm telling you.
Okay. I don't feel uncomfortable. Like, oh.
No, it's men. I'd go through it. Anyway, that's not the point. We don't go through it. We don't care.
Yeah, we taking it though.
Yeah, Vishnu, don't worry. Somebody had to score the goal. Anyway. Not joking. Are we? So after Vish, the boy ends up sleeping again. Vishnu stays to the point where we left, because this was the day for the cricket game, and we left, and I was like, this man just will not take no for answer. So what we learned on this field report, guys, is if you know you can't afford drinks, Smalley, don't bring out no skins. 2,
start with tequila.
Always start with tequila, because by drink 3, she would the D or the L for the lick. Because I'm not sure what lesbians doing these days.
And you have all these friends, you would know?
I don't be there.
You don't want to know.
They could lie.
I don't want to know about that.
You don't want to know.
You just don't want to know.
Yeah,
Hey.
it's all right, cool.
I don't have a liquor license, and I don't want to get one.
That's
No.
all right.
Okay.
That's all right. So, I mean, and the further moral is,
Freedom more or less, which was
when we start looking at the same incel situation, we have to realize that there are way more men like Vishnu living in this world, right? And poor fellas.
and he wasn't that bad, he was just unkempt.
Yeah.
He wasn't balling like most fellas of his ethnicity.
He was bedraggled, if you want to call it that, right? So basically, we're looking at women looking up and have a lot more men in society like our partner Vishnu.
But he had a decent job based on what I see.
Based on how he putting money behind them drinks, oh gosh.
Along like you see, he's in cheapy by 2 plus 4 shots of tequila.
Yeah.
Plus 4 shots of tequila, plus I guess 2 more shots of tequila. So it's like 6 shots of tequila and whatever.
Right. So just for that sake, ladies going out, just be a little bit
Perspicacious.
that's a big word you're using there, girl. The altar working, man.
I was not about to say I'm proud of you.
Word of a word for the dictionary.
Word of the day, perspicacious.
Perspicacious. I don't know what it means. It sounds pretty though.
I won't tell you though. You'll
Okay.
figure it out for yourself.
Google.
Right? And we need to be a little bit more lenient on these fellas because, again, we're trying to help society in a better way. I, personally, for me, there's no hope for them. Right? There is no hope. That's my personal take on it, right? These fellas going on literally unless they decide internally in themselves to change, I sorry for it, dog. But they need to change internally first.
Now, what Vision could have do though was just let the bloodstream hit the system, and just be in perfect view of the girl that you was aiming for, which would have be the sweet lady.
Yeah, but about casting pearl to swine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I Vishnu right now.
Vishnu, yes, no. Like and follow the page. You get some great tips about how to track
Don't
yourself.
be vexed, brother, but It is what it is.
And not that I'm such a relationship expert or we think we so better. Well, I mean, I've crashed and burned enough times to know what doesn't work. So,
Again, we
Trial and
experiment. All right, so, I mean, there's one last thing that we need to point out, of course.
Oh, God.
Being with the... All right, so yesterday I went back in the hood. All right?
yeah, the actual, not the St. James Hood.
The hood. All right, that's where I come from. And, you know, a good brethren of mine, I see him on the corner just chilling on the block. I was like, oh, busy scene, shoot that thing, boom, boom, boom. I realized he didn't give me the usual response. So I was like, what happened to you, boy? Right? When he turned his head, it's because it's a scrape here. Scrape here. He looking like he need same clothes from last night. I was like, what happened, boy? I'm giving you all the ladies a little... All right, so... Skinny men, only leave them moms and them alone now, boy. Please. Please.
It was lovely. I had so much fun being here.
Yes. No, I had to tell you because you don't want them hands to fight with the moms and them fellas. Oh gosh, just leave them alone, please. Alright, because long story short, my good brethren, my brethren I grew up with from small. He was
If you can't pick up,
battered and
leave it in the store.
bruised by his child mother.
You sure it was ripped too? Sure it was ripped?
Boss him up.
Damn.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it was some kind of nice designer brand too.
Yeah, he had to fight for his life,
Serious.
his literal life. Dude, she's a
No, she thumped that up.
she's a hefty heft.
She
you know?
thumped it.
There she is.
She a thumper.
Oh, they say they pung him up.
You know, so you see how you guys are making that a joke, right?
No,
No,
I'm not
we're
making
not
another joke
making that
because
a
I
joke.
feel dearly for my brethren.
No, you
making it.
didn't.
No, I ain't done yet.
Did you feel daily?
I sit down and reason with him.
No, we
right?
talking about it now because
We can laugh now, right? But
Right.
before,
it wasn't.
when I see him, it wasn't like how you end up. It was like, dog, what you telling me?
And it's way more common than you think.
I buy
Because
my-
last week was a situation like this involving Alaska.
I buy my Guinness, I sit down and I reason with him. I was trying to get to the point that, hey, you are a man. Your masculinity doesn't always come from being physical. It's a state of mind.
Okay.
You cannot allow yourself to
To
be
lose frame.
the bitch in your relationship and expect when it's time to stand up as a man, this woman would respect you.
Uh-oh.
Well,
Uh-oh.
I just think
Uh-oh.
people should just keep them hands to themselves. That's all.
Tell the ladies again. Say tell the
No, I
ladies.
always stand by that. Like, keep your hands to yourself because
I
you don't know.
agree.
You lash somebody, you don't know if that's a trigger for them.
Yeah.
Like, just keep your hands.
Well, if
No, even
well, I mean, if-
Every-
if- if-
everyone
even
needs
if
to
it's a
keep their
trigger or
hands to
not, I have an
themselves.
issue. I tell ladies that. I say, listen to me. Don't get physical.
Oh, by the way, they're not together.
By the way, the physical we talking about is a knife.
A
That's
knife.
how she got physical
Yeah.
with him.
Yeah, she tried to stab.
She tried to stab the shit out of him. So
not
this is
good.
this is
So
not just
they-
slapping. This is
So they are not
stabbing.
in a relationship and
No.
she still feels that she has the...
She with a
See?
policeman. Yeah, she with a policeman.
Listen,
unchecked
at
trigger.
times, they jam.
Of course.
Of course.
That is
Hey,
the
fellas,
issue, right?
matter of fact, stop getting with girls with children because the man always going to be sneak breeding.
always
Like,
going to be
that's
coming
not
back.
true.
That's a
That's
terrible
not true.
statement.
But
I-
what
I-
I,
you know,
but
give
you
no
see,
chair.
when you were
Me.
telling me that, I know that they are still having sexual relations.
Some sort of
Hence the
mishmash.
reason why she feels that she has that authority where she could put her hands on him.
So I was-
Because if they weren't in a relationship, she might have told herself that his significant other
Who's swing for that?
would not be taking that.
But when he's at NS,
No, not necessarily meaning that it's going to be physical back, meaning that she's going to push him to go to the police station.
He
She could get
so
arrested.
that man lost frame long time ago. A long time ago, he gave up his masculinity in the city.
When you realize you couldn't live for, bro, you're supposed to
He
put
was
out
supposed to
that
put her back down and walk.
away.
I don't appreciate.
Hey,
No, but-
no, watch. I'm not saying
Yeah, it's
girls don't
not-
deserve love, but
No,
not from fellas who can't lift them up. Everybody want to get lift up at some point in time.
I want to be.
He
a
can't
Mr.
live- oh, God,
You have
he-
to be a
he can't
Mr.
live
Killer.
Well,
Okay, good,
right.
good.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
You cannot be unable to carry the woman physically and figuratively and expect her to respect you. Right? So the respect has been gone ages ago, and he still put himself back in the situation over and over again. In part by that inability to take yourself out of the non-select range. Right? Because you don't want to do
He
the
doesn't
hard
think he
work.
deserves better, probably.
Right? You don't want to do the hard work to man up.
Okay.
Damn.
Right?
Damn.
And this is one of my bona fide brethren from
Used to be my dog. Used to be my left
kindergarten,
titty.
primary school. I know him. I know him. I was going to say closely, but that would be too plausible. So we ain't
Pause.
saying that. Right? But this is my brethren.
Santiago.
And our conversation will be the conversation I have in here.
Right.
But just for the sake of helping out some youth man who might be in that situation and have the ability to
How old
walk
is he? He's
away.
our age, right?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
grew up together.
Yeah.
Right? Have the ability to walk away and fix yourself first. Fix yourself.
The
Right?
minute she put hands on you for the first time, because that wasn't the first time,
That's not the first time.
you were supposed to.
Escalated, yeah. The mere fact that she
For a
reached
knife?
a knife.
Yeah, come on.
Is because she have been doing,
Right?
but using her body, and then she decides to go to a weapon.
So young men, all they need to fix all themselves first, go through the rigors of what it takes to be masculine and manly.
What does that mean?
Okay. So this is how
It
I'm
means,
glad you asked.
it means
Yeah,
send her in the kitchen and tell her, where's my sandwich? That's what that means.
I'm glad you asked. I'm glad you asked, right?
I'm joking.
I know.
Yeah,
You
we
just
know.
for my reaction.
Yeah,
I know
yeah. What does that
I'm glad you asked. Masculinity is a state of mind, as I said before. Masculinity comes with the ability to be able to sacrifice for your progeny, for your offspring, for the woman that you have. Or in some men cases, women that they have. All right? There's something called frame, your masculine frame. You notice you need the man today, he want money. He's like, ew.
This is gross.
Just the way he acts was bad.
Understood.
Because you was accustomed giving him.
Understood, right? But Gisele, however, was like, he don't even know how to act like that. I not giving
I
him.
officially got dry at this
What
moment.
she was explaining was his masculine frame.
Yes.
Right?
I think that would be a big turn off.
And men just give up their masculine frame in much more than they know, in much more ways than they know. All right?
Yeah.
Basically, being able to be decisive, being able to say and keep your word. Because a lot of men lie to themselves and keep talking and never achieve anything. Right? You
We hate men too.
You have to
We hate women and men.
demonstrate and prove
That's fair.
to society, yourself, the woman you're interested in. Women like social proof. They want to know that their man is something. Right? And if you want this desirable woman, you have to put in the rigorous work it takes. Wake up, exercise. Make sure you get your brain on point. Make sure your dress on point. Make sure your hygiene on point. Make sure you're not in any way showing any chinks in your armor or weakness that you will be able to compete with the rest of men to achieve or attain this woman.
I agree.
Right? So that's where your masculinity is coming.
Okay.
Right? It's not about telling the woman, hey, you under me, serve me, because you know how to say that if you're masculine.
I'm glad. Oh, and
If
if you
you're
have to say I'm king, ain't no king.
Yeah. So if you're masculine enough,
A king don't say he's a king. He's
yeah,
the king.
He is the
That's
king.
right. It's understood.
So once you're masculine enough, your woman will automatically fall in line, right? Because she will not want to aspire to serve this man who is
because you're
better
leading.
than her, right? You're leading, you're showing the way, right? You're taking her from where she is and putting her in a better place. Because
It's the division.
of course, and of course, her goal is to make sure her offspring benefits the most, right? That's a woman's dream, a woman's goal. When she has children, she want to make sure that this child will be taken care of or inherit what the man has to give.
And the reason why we say man with many women, because it's not just like we talk about polygamous societies, that people who have multiple wives, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So like it's not just we're not talking about men who scraping us at a
Yeah,
we talking
we just
about men
having
who
one set of
have
woman all over the place.
who have a set of women and they and as
can
men.
maintain.
Yeah, we talking about that.
Right.
Having
maintenance.
the ability to give to this woman the same or even whatever she needs in her capacity. Right?
Needs.
In
And
needs.
maybe want, but needs.
So that masculinity does come from hard work, the silent work, the work that you do to prove to people you're working. So you don't read instead of scrolling through the social media. Do the hard things that make you become actually different from
Because
this.
it takes a big D word, discipline.
Yeah,
and
discipline.
That discipline thing.
Right?
And that's why what fellas supposed to be keeping each other.
Yeah.
What is too
Iron
bad? Two's better
sharpen
than
iron.
iron sharpen
Yeah,
iron. Pause.
yeah.
But yeah,
Don't pause that.
that's the
Shing,
Bible.
shing.
That's the Bible.
Yeah.
Yeah. But basically, it's supposed to be that you have a circle of friends as men that's supposed to be like, yo, what the F you doing thing?
Pull your back in line.
Pull it back and actually keeping everything in check to
Yeah.
preserve order.
I think sometimes
I would-
women just have that. I think compared to men, women just have that.
Right? But then
I think
again,
so.
But then again, what you would see now happening is that men do have that circle of men to help them, and then just run to the woman and cry, run to the woman and show weakness.
And you should
And she in
never.
her mind.
What is weakness?
Sure, an emotion is not.
No.
No,
All right.
hey,
Don't get
hey,
me.
hey.
Hear him out.
What
Hear
is
him out.
weakness? That's what I'm
Weakness
asking.
is he going through his trials and tribulations in life, right? He come
Right.
once and say, "Oh God, baby, there's pressure." That is not showing weakness.
I know how to answer this
But
one.
every day he coming home. Oh God, I can't take it no more. Oh God,
All right.
pressure.
All right.
Because
I can't take it.
I don't care what you say, you know what I'm talking about in terms
He
of
shows that
when
he's-
you cry and do all these things where it's like,
He just can't deal with the outside world.
I think we would say man up. I think that's
Thank
what
you.
we'll say
Yeah.
that. So
You understand?
He
everything
don't
you're gonna
speak for
cry
me
for.
at all.
So I could cry. I could cry in front there. I could cry in front there.
And that's the problem with men.
We using cry real loosely.
No, when I say I'm talking about.
I don't mind if
Ne-
if my significant other's having a bad day and they just need to vent it out.
You say
and
one
let it out.
bad day,
Days.
but we're talking about
Days.
he
And
always
that's
has
if
something to
that's
cry
not. It's
about.
not supposed to be teamwork. It's not supposed to
Listen.
be togetherness,
Listen.
better or worse.
Be
So
monkey.
he's supposed to go through this by himself.
No. Listen.
It sounds so nice when you say
No
that. It
one-
sounds so nice.
And
No
that's why
one
things
cares.
failing.
No society does not care about men's problems. Right?
That is society. Society
that's a
is
harsh
not
reality.
me. I will care about my man problem.
But he has to still go out and face the wolves. And
And
our
nobody
monkey
cares about
brains-
you
Here's
who
my
might care.
thing.
Society
I
doesn't.
think what you're saying is this, Jen, you may care, but if you give him that lining up that every time he feels that way, he will come when he go to work, he's going to expect
still had
that
to go back
same
and
response
face-
from other females. And
then he's dumb if that's what he's thinking, because other females
But
are
then
not
he's dumb.
me.
no, you see, it's not
Yeah,
about being
but-
dumb, it's about habits. Because I'm thinking, let's take a
She
child.
real actually.
Yeah. I love how she's pushing.
She's passionate,
the
that's
extreme.
good.
So let's
I
think
love
about
her.
it as a child.
You know, women
If
should be
it
quiet.
is- The stove is lit.
Yeah.
You might tell his son, don't touch your oven, it's hot. You know, he'll go and touch it. When he touches for himself, you don't have to tell him, go and do
I ever again that trauma on him for
He's
life.
going to understand that. Now, I understand if my significant other is having a bad day and he comes, I can tell just by the way he comes through that gate, something is off. So, what's going on? And we'll talk about it. He might say it's nothing, but then he's doing a lot and then eventually he'll come and tell me. I know when to stop. But I understand when you're coming from in terms that a man have to be able to hold some strain more than a woman in terms of, let us just say
It's
he's
effed up.
fired.
But it's true.
It's a double standard.
If he's fired from work and we have the mortgage, I'm pregnant.
Yes.
He said, babes, leave your job, I'll handle it. And then that same week, I left my job when I'm home and I'm put a swollen,
Expecting him.
expecting the mortgage to be paid, the bills, the whatever. And then he loses his job. He'll come crying by me, lose job.
All right. He come the first day he
He
cried.
tell you leave your job and you just leave your job.
No, but remember, because you see, because of the
God, you
commitment.
more than woman, you.
No. Listen, because of she now said she wanted to be a housewife, so she would leave. Didn't she say she wanted to be a housewife?
Yeah.
Love to be a housewife, but I could work if I want.
No, but remember, you see, being a house, you have the choice. Because if I have the choice and I'm saying, hey, now if my significant other is in a position where he tells me to leave,
And of course, you see now in a position that
my
you can
dream, and
You know, we can
pursue a
see-
dream of mine,
You know, we can see people
the
like
person
me.
that I am with, I will feel comfortable that even if we separate, I know he's still going to be that guy. I'm positive about that.
Okay.
We talking about a situation where the guy
So I'm
can't
think-
actually handle it, but
no,
then
so
something
I'm
happens.
thinking if something happens to him where he would have told me it's okay, and then he falls short, then he will have to have the ability. He will have to find it within himself to restart himself.
But if you're
yes,
in
I will be able
every
to
day-
support him, but not every day. Listen, and I think that's why relationships is end because we as women will say it's okay, but after a while it's going to aggravate us.
Of course. There must come a
so
day when
it's
you'll
not
be like,
Because
so
men don't
you-
speak and then they find solace in somebody else who caters to their emotional needs.
No, no, no,
No, not
it's
emotional
demonstrating
needs. No,
leadership.
we're talking about
He-
in
all right,
terms of
let me bring it
when
back.
he have to
Chill,
stand.
hey.
Let me
When
bring
he
it
have
back.
to stand and let me know in times of trouble, I will
It's
water
okay.
it off and I'm going to get back. I
Right.
felt today, I will probably be on my knees tomorrow.
But not just say it.
But
eh?
I'm going to start to crawl by
Not just say
Thursday.
it. You have to start to demonstrate
That he's doing that,
he's
I
able
think.
to crawl. Because if this man come home and of course everything was going fine and dandy and he reach home now and every day he on a video game. Every day he on social media scrolling.
We want to
You
support
come and
him
ask him
after
once,
time.
so what going on? Bills had to pay. Yeah, I go down get a job. Somebody link me with this boy. 2 months, 3 months pass. Why you willing to tell me that you okay with him just coming and crying?
That's completely different.
But that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Because 2-3 months of everyday crying and no proactive. I'm not saying he can't be proactive, but like you can feel safe to come and say, okay, I'll try to get this job. They didn't want me. Or else, sorry.
How much of that you going to be willing to take?
I don't know because I'm not in that position. I cannot speak for something that hasn't happened.
I know you're not be talking hypothetically.
No, but I can't. I don't do hypotheticals at all.
Why
I
don't
do.
you do
But you
it?
don't do ultimatums either. Good stuff.
Excellent. Good for you. Good for you.
Because I can't speak on something. Because I could say I will do this if this happens, and then when it happens, I do the complete opposite.
But the experience with men who require you to pull some weight and give him something is negative.
Yeah, that wasn't fun.
Right. So
It's just how he acts. It was how he asked.
He didn't ask after. He didn't ask post-coitus like
No.
usually he asks before.
I just,
For
see,
me-
you're not giving me, oh my God.
The attitude for my money.
Oh, look
It's
at
our money.
Ah,
We not married.
Oh.
I agree.
Where are ring?
How is our money? Are you working away?
Honestly, right. So
Fellas,
when we turn into the hour,
pay
so
attention.
you understand now where we coming from, where men have to be masculine,
yes,
right? It is in the
I'm
best
glad
interest to fight the wolves and not show it to you. Because a man and a woman together, when society was hard and they had to really fight the predators outside, you
Actual
expecting your
predators.
man to go and stand up for you,
Yes.
right? Because he's stronger physically, whatever the case is. Of course, you're not going to choose a wimp. You know, you're not going to choose somebody who's weaker than you.
Or
Because
shorter.
You purposely choose somebody who is taller, stronger than you is because you want him to protect you.
Let's be honest with that, Jen. That's a fair statement.
I've
huh?
had so many boyfriends shorter than me, so
Oh,
I
no, no.
cannot.
No,
That's
not
no,
about
no.
the height. That's about the
No,
height. I'm
no,
thinking
yeah.
about.
No, because I can protect myself. Like all you have
Wait,
to understand,
wait,
and
you
that's
have-
why
you
I
have
am
hands?
a black belt.
You have hands?
What?
You have hands?
Yes.
Okay.
That's
Okay,
what I'm
so-
saying. I cannot speak for all women because me.
Question.
Yes, I would like a little
I-
rugged
I-
man, but if the
wanna see
person
this
I
girl in the
happen to be
dojo.
attracted to, and I get to know him, but the one thing is that he little feeble,
Feminine.
I'll be like, well,
You like
I
androgynous,
like
man?
everything else except this one thing. I could look past this one thing because at least I could read.
So you'll be willing to stand up in front of him and fight for him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Listen,
Yeah.
I don't know. Wait.
You ever see somebody stand up
I'll
on
protect
page?
you.
Wait. No, I want to hear this because I'm saying a man comes in the house with a gun.
2 men.
2 men.
2 men. No. My lover is not a black belt, but I guarantee
That he will stand up.
that
With a
he's
gun
go-
to get shoot you.
No,
mother.
not a gun. No,
You just
he's
a
gonna.
gun.
No, he's gonna think. He's not gonna. See, you need a man who's going to assess the situation. Who's going to say,
You can't
"I
assess
might
it?
start a freak out." He might say, "Calm down."
No, Jimmy,
you see, listen to me.
You not in my house.
Because here's the thing: what you're gonna say, you're gonna do when these things. When you reach in this situation, you don't do that, you know. That's why sometimes they will ask
So this is no
great
question.
victim. So you didn't scream,
Paralyzed
you
with
didn't
fear.
fight up,
Yeah.
you didn't do this, you didn't do that. And then you say, well, listen, aren't you a police officer? Weren't you trained? Didn't you go through this and that? Because I know this happened to a police officer. And these were the questions people were asking her.
Yeah.
But
So
you
there's the
will
question,
get
right?
the award for being the best, whatever,
I'm
whatever.
gonna
the
ask, I'm gonna ask you 2 ladies. Have you, if so, how many, ever been in a violent situation? Like real violence.
Not no tournament.
Life or
eh?
death violence.
Yeah, sorry,
No,
question.
no, I've never been in a life like that.
Life or death violence.
She's
Somebody
5'10".
trying to take
She's
your life.
5'10".
Yes.
A man trying to take your life.
Yes.
Take your life.
I'm hoping it's the first time, boy.
Oh, there are more. Okay, good.
She was trained by the League of
remember-
Assassins.
Scream. I remember.
La Femme Nikita.
I thought I was in a taxi. It wasn't really a taxi. It was a guy driving, and there were 2 women with him in the back because they were in on it as well. As soon as I hop in the taxi, I was just like, oh, God,
You realize the script.
not today. I am tired. So what happened was we got to a certain street and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna just leave, bye. And I literally just hopped. The car was still moving and I was like, gotta get out of here. When they grabbed my purse or whatever, and I was like, I could just get back my ID because I real hard to get back. And he was going to give me back my ID, but the one was like, drive off.
Now they go on
That's
with
a
it.
life for that.
That's life or death.
I didn't know where they were gonna take me.
All right.
They had locked
Okay,
the doors.
fine. So,
How you know what they was gonna
okay,
do?
but the question was,
The
in a
next
real
one
viol-
was
No different.
I
2-minute
was
warning.
with someone, one of my previous significant others, and we got to his house, and a man just sat on the wall with a gun pointed at me. I was like, why me?
okay.
Yeah.
So why would,
Wait,
what
what?
I'm speaking about?
But why me?
Wait,
So
so
you
you
have some Nimite or
Wait,
what?
no, but my thing is, he right there, you just point at the guy?
So and I'm looking at him like, me, boy. Oh,
What happened?
So you
That's
didn't
a
want
night.
What? That weird.
like you could have just
that's
pointed in
strange.
general, like up or something.
But when I say violent, I mean someone
Life
attacks
These
you
for that.
physically.
Oh yeah,
You
when
being
I was
bludgeoned.
19, a man cuffed me in my face to steal my phone.
That's not your steal phones guy. Anyway.
I don't know why he do that. He could have just grabbed it from,
From
my
her
hand. Why
hand
hit
and
me?
run.
His
And then
IQ is
put me in a
not high.
headlock. I was like, oh.
God.
You woman, I had luck.
He put
He
me in
put
a
her in a-
headlock.
You win the fight, I think?
I mean, he was in jail.
No, did you win the fight? Yeah, get
No,
up.
because I was stunned. I was like he really cuffed me in my face when he didn't even hit hard. Like I was real confused about a lot of things in that moment.
So, what are you talking about? I don't know. You ever get a proper scrap?
Bro, like you're fighting for your life.
So why it is my experience is not violent enough for you? Or they're measuring violence?
Have you
Yes,
ever been?
you have to.
Have you ever been knocked the F out?
No.
Wake up in the hospital.
You wake up.
No.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
No.
England was
But
wild for me.
No, but I've heard something like that had happened to me when I was a teenager. My mom, I went to a particular party that persons wasn't supposed to go. I went down. When I was coming home, I recognized the time was so late because I told her, wash my head to me, I went to a tablet.
Right.
I know fully well it was a party that I wanted to go.
Yeah.
So when I took the taxi to go home.
When did the lights
Now, if
stop?
you're watching this, you remember, I remember you, nasty little bitch.
Whoa.
Ooh.
It's on site still.
Yeah, I took the taxi to go home. But then I recognized that he passed my street. I was like, why wouldn't you drop me home first? He went to El Dorado because I'm originally from Tunapuno. Then I recognized, I said, listen, this is water, mud, and flower here. I started to pray and ask God. I told him I'll change my ways.
Oh, yeah.
All the things that I will stop do.
Right.
I had the tablet. I said, this is by chance you have water? He said, water, why? I said, no, I just need to take a tablet. He said, for what? I said, no, you have any water? And I pretend like I was pretty pensive. Then I said, I have HIV. I need to take my tablets every 8 hours. Is it fastest that man ever spin around that car?
Right.
My second experience where I felt that I was threatened was I took a taxi. I was living in Valencia. And the person sandwiched me in the middle. Because when the car drive off, he was like, drive, I go in Valencia. But remember, before there was just 3 of us and I was comfortable. I said, all the hairs in the back of my neck raised up. I said, something wrong here.
Our spider senses start tingling.
So as we reached the intersection, I saw a man crossing the road. I said, hey, Harry. I said, drive. Look, my husband, I told you to say working on that one. It's too nasty.
And they run up to him.
And no. That was my excuse to come out of the vehicle because I pretend like I call him, my husband. I said, I told you to say working on that one. And I was shouting at him. And a couple of months after, I saw the same guys on television. They had raped a woman in high school.
Damn.
My God. Ladies.
But to say, in terms of physical, we had to fight for my life. I've never experienced that, and I
You
don't want to.
technically did it because you're
Well, I mean,
self-defense.
well,
That's self-defense,
yes,
you know.
well,
No, it is.
It didn't reach that stage where it is bodily harm happened to me, but
But just to wrap up the point, men are more likely to be physically attacked than women based on they have no filter. When two men talking, there's an underlying threat or tone of violence already there. That's why they try to be more respectful to each other because since you're a boy,
You talk
growing
get
up-
too greasy.
yeah,
Right.
it's fist, right?
That's what we was talking about.
Immediately.
okay.
Yeah, on site when a boy disrespect you, and they say, but that is where
Yeah, let's not stop certain literal sentences that will start a fight instant. In New York,
Suck my dick.
if you say New York, suck my dick, that fight
It's
going to
brawl.
happen
It's brawl.
instinctively. You're
Brawl.
going to get stabbed.
Yeah.
It's going to be that. If you call a man goofy or not, is a weirdo in Cali, you're going to start fight.
However, with these men who attack you, these are kind of what you call the lower value men who wouldn't come up to a man and behave that same way. You understand? These men would try some underhand slimy technique to get at a woman. Right? But we're talking about violence.
Like, I just don't
Since
like
a little
light-skinned
boy,
girls.
You see all this here? This one violence. Fighting for your life, basically. Right? So we're not trying to compare. Or
But John, what happened finally?
Now we run out of time.
Yeah, so
Run out of
ladies-
time.
I thought, yeah.
this show was jam-packed. I hope we imparted some valuable information.
Final words?
Final words, you start with you, Gisele.
10 seconds.
Final was he gave me a different perspective.
Okay.
It's food for thought. I now recognize that moving forward, I myself will pay attention to how it is I approach men.
Okay.
And to let men know that you are valuable and wanted. I want you.
Excellent.
Lovely.
Black belt?
Pretty privilege.
Thanks. I really didn't have it till I was like 19.
Good stuff.
I work hard for
Late
this.
bloomers.
Yeah.
For sure. I always like hearing different men talk about what they think masculinity is. So that was very interesting to hear. Usually, my eyes would be up in my head listening to men explain masculinity. But that's wrong because I'm not a man, so I can't explain masculinity.
All right.
But it was really interesting to hear your take on it. It's something to think about. And thank you for having me.
Excellent.
Well, I just have
Cool,
to
man.
say, sometimes, just sometimes, Bazzy, these red girls from St. James, you have to leave them alone, guys. That's basically what I'm saying.
Well, thank goodness I like brown.
Leave these red girls from
But still
St.
leave me
James.
alone, though. I
All
know.
right. Brothers and sisters, do good every time. Good will follow, right? We're heading out now.